Welcome to a weekly vlog. I want to give a cute little intro, but I can't even get into it because guys, this is the first time I've been home in the morning time and I have some time. My room right now, we need to have an intervention. I know it doesn't look dirty. I can't even like talk to you right now because I haven't washed my sheets in so long and like that is just, I left my room like that. That doesn't happen to me. First of all, why is my drool yellow? Anyone else? We need to just get into clean mode, okay? Happy Monday. I came home from Nick's. I just recorded my podcast episode. Guys, I got a paper cut too that was so deep and horrible and awful, but it's okay. I'm like I had a really good oatmeal this morning and I'm feeling really energetic. So this is also an ad for oats and the carb processing in the body, but we need to get into some like laundry moments. Is it focused? Still learning about this camera. How are you doing? Answer right now, I'm waiting. Okay, but I just need to like get organized. It's also crooked. Whatever, you know? I was gonna say spring cleaning. This is not spring cleaning. I try to stay really on top of things, and this whole week, for so many reasons, has felt, oh my god, the vent is right over me, and it's like, cool, okay. But this whole week, I haven't been able to like do what I need to do. You know, I feel like all of my eggs are in everybody else's basket, and by everybody else, I mean the world and chemistry. And stoichiometry, which I need to do today, but that's gonna be we'll do that after therapy, okay? I have about 30 minutes before therapy, so we're gonna get some laundry in the damn washer so that I don't lose my mind and my cleanliness. That was already out the window. I mean, can we get a day 8 hair appreciation? Thank you so much. So we're gonna wash this bedding. I don't know the last time I did that. And I feel like I say that all the time, but I mean it with very trueness in my heart and soul. It's definitely been over a month. Don't take inspo. Delete your, hey girl, you're my inspiration. I don't wanna be with this, okay? Please wash your sheets and stuff more often than me. I just haven't been a person this whole month. What's important is that we have time now. So we're just focusing on what we can control. I don't think I'm gonna wash my comforter because it's 12:42. That's too late in the day for that. So we will do that tomorrow, but like actual bedding at least, we need to get that done literally like 8 light years ago. Ooh, perfect. Anything else? Ooh, to the washer. It always takes way shorter of a time to get caught up as I think. I think it just mentally makes me feel like I'm actually losing my marbles. Like everything is happening and then I'm like, and I need to do my laundry. This is gonna take 2 seconds. It's gonna go while I go throughout my day. It's the mental of like not having things organized. I've learned about myself in my 21 years so far. I don't do well with that. If I can't have other things organized, I will actually go haywire. And especially early on in the week, if I can get a clean room as a base as early as possible, that's great, you know? Since I do have some time before therapy, I might cook my chicken before therapy as well, so that when I get finished with that, because that's literally, hey, in here, and this goes bad today unless we're gonna freeze it, so we'll literally do that too. Hi, welcome to the vlog. We're just gonna get into it. This is my Monday. It feels like I'm running, ooh, spot focus. I do love the wide lens. I feel like the world's my oyster right now, dude. I'm a little bit nervous because of my paper cut. What if I get chicken juice in there? I'm not one to care about stuff like that, but I feel like that's kind of icky. For seasonings, never undermine a good rotisserie chicken, salt, pepper, garlic powder moment. Open, ooh, high broil in the oven. Sometimes my content can become a little bit repetitive. If I can really just solidify the idea to you guys that I really do the same shit every week. It's not really glorious in that way. I feel glorious. I don't wash the chicken or my hands, but it really is doing the same things every single week, but maybe that can just be helpful to see that it isn't some glamorous, gorgeous, like fun thing. And I'm sure in the future it could be too. I don't know. I feel like so much is going on, and I've had my chemistry exam last week, you guys, which by the way, I got a 92. A 92 on my chemistry. Oh, I was so proud of myself. I was so nervous that whole entire day. It was last Monday, actually. The whole day I was freaking out, just like a chicken running around. Literally a chicken. This was me on Monday, running around with my breasts out, okay, stressed because I was like, oh my god, like I'm gonna fail this test. I did a lot better than I thought, which gave me a lot of positive momentum for how I treat the course moving forward, just because I know now like how this tests are kind of organized. Because that's one thing with online school, every teacher treats them a little bit differently, and sometimes teachers, I mean, it's all proctored, but sometimes, you know, it's multiple choice. You're like, to know what to expect was very comforting. And so I was doing a lot of that last week, but a lot of my days have just been like really getting into flow. I just dropped that, guys. I just dropped a knife. I'm proud of myself for not trying to catch it though, because we learned that in culinary. Never try to catch a knife. It's like hitting a deer. You just gotta go, you gotta let it do its damage, run away from it. That's not what they say about deer at all. They say to hit the deer straight on and not swerve. But I mean, like, don't try to save the knife because you'll probably just hurt yourself. So I cut my little breast fillets up in half. Ew, dude, now my Band-Aid is wet. This is like the equivalent of trying to wash your face when you get it on your sleeves. It's like wet socks, you know? Why? We're just gonna put some garlic powder. I love garlic powder. I felt kind of silly that one video I made a while back that said like if you could only have one seasoning for the rest of your life, and I said that garlic powder would be one of them. You guys were like, well, if you can just use garlic, why would you need garlic powder? You ate me up with that. You did. You absolutely, I didn't even think of that. You're so right. This is rotisserie chicken mix. I really like this stuff. It gives a bunch of color, but it also does make it, I love a rotisserie chicken. What's even in here? Salt, onion, spices, paprika, garlic, and citric acid. What is citric acid? If you are a food chemist, can you tell me what that is? Because I feel like that is one of those ingredients that's in like everything. That and like natural flavors. What is that though? You know, do I want to know the answer to that? Is that gonna discourage me from eating anything ever again? Or like sunflower lecithin I've seen in many different things. Is that gonna kill me? I mean, I'm not gonna stop doing what I'm doing, but I'm curious what that even is. I actually did a pretty good job making it pretty even. I think that looks good, so we're gonna put this in the broiler. And while that broils up, we're gonna clean up. But yeah, for life updates, coaching has been going super, super well. I'm so grateful for that. That's definitely been something that I enjoy it so much. That's usually what I do majority of my days is like my onboarding call stuff. I feel like you can't really see me. You just absolutely can. School has been pretty manageable. I'm looking forward to my friends coming home from fall break so that I can see them. I don't really get a fall break because my classes are asynchronous, so I mean you do kind of work even on Thanksgiving, but I did take the day off of like onboarding calls for Thanksgiving, which I'm really excited for. We're going to my uncle's house. I am going to Nick's I think in the morning, and then we're gonna go, like I'll go back to my family in the evening times for that. I'm not really sure yet, but everything else has been really just getting into routine and trying to find and learn more things about myself is a good and bad thing every other day. But generally speaking, I think my mental health has been trending upward. Sometimes that just means upward in anxiety, but like knowing how to deal with it too, which is helpful. You know, that's important. That's still a good thing. Let's focus on the positives here. So we're gonna keep these out and then flip it over and do that again. I kind of let it cool down a little bit before I put it in the fridge because you want to put hot meat in your fridge. That took about like 12 minutes. I flip it over, season it. You get the little meat probe. Dude, something about a meat probe, genius. Because you don't have to have it, you know, a timer or anything. You just go until it's done. I love that. Hey, happy Monday. Hope you're having a great day. Today is back, abs, and cardio, a little upper moment. Okay, I feel like I haven't done back. I've been neglecting a little bit. And like whenever I don't know what I feel like, I usually feel like chest. And so I know that I need to be a little more structured with that. So today is back, and as much as I like just meeting myself where I'm at and like not wearing a lot of makeup, I have been enjoying kind of wearing some. Not a lot. I mean, I look like I'm literally a Krispy Kreme donut. I promise I'm not sweating. What is happening? You're gonna take your... No, I love... We're gonna put some bronzer on. I've been really enjoying kind of like getting a little dolled up at a gym. I feel like it's just fun. If you're gonna be some like Instagram Reels Marine husband or something that's gonna comment on my shit and be like, oh, why do these girls feel like they need to get ready for the gym? Because I want to. Why do you care that bad? You're gonna look regardless. Like, I'm not doing it for you. You would look at a fucking brick wall. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, can we just be so serious for 1 second? What does my mascara do to your sets? Freak. I don't ever really wear foundation. I don't even have any foundation because I have found it just looks real creaky. It looks real creasy and not good on me. If you could wear like a full beat, more power to you. You are who I think I am in my head. I just can't do that. I just wear powders. I don't know if there's no rules, guys. I think the best makeup is just what like works for your face. I did a good amount of chemistry yesterday, which felt really good. My podcast episode went really well. I did a little Q&A moment. That was really fun. Today is really busy for me. I'm so grateful for that. But from 2:45 to 7:30 tonight, I have back-to-back calls. That is poor planning on my part because, and granted, not every single person shows up. Sometimes people will schedule, and then, you know, when I message them, I just send my onboarding emails of like, hey, thanks so much for booking a call. Can I expect you? Whatever. Usually there's at least 1 or 2 that say, oh, I can't, whatever. And that's okay. And that's fine. I totally get that. I'm not saying I'm hoping for that, but this is one of those moments where I realized, hey, from 2:45, okay, that 7:30 call goes till 8 o'clock. When am I gonna pee? When am I gonna like have dinner? We're gonna make it work, and usually some calls won't take as long and people, you know, whatever, and then I'll get like 15 minutes to make a burrito and then it'll be okay, but I'm real busy today, and because my calls start a little bit earlier than usual, lift in nice and early, I have been enjoying morning lifts. Now, can you say that if it's... if I'm gonna get there at 10 o'clock, does that count as a morning lift? It's like McDonald's breakfast. Like, what is the cutoff for that? And it's always way too early for me, you know, like I'm sleeping until noon and then what? But I still want to classify myself as a morning workout person because it does make me feel, it can give me some positive momentum for the rest of my day. So that's what we're really focusing on. Even though I haven't really used Grande Lash or any lash lengthening stuff in a while, I feel like my hairs have kept up pretty well. You know, they still feel pretty long to me. I did used to, you guys would not even believe this. And don't be mad at me, I used to get eyelash extensions. Believe it or not, in like my senior year of high school, total like maybe 3 or 4 sets. And then I was working at a farmer's market and I quickly realized, hey girl, we can't be spending money like that. And that ended real quick and I just got serums. And I do think that I personally look a lot better without them. I was in a little bit of denial for a little bit, and I think with anything high school, it can be, you know, fake tan or like a hair color you tried out or like a style thing. Everybody needs something where it's like, I was just trying. Okay, and you gotta look back on it and laugh and giggle and say, you know what? Good try, girl. And now these are my lashes, natural. That's pretty good. Fun. I'm gonna gel down these brows, girl. And by gel down, I just mean some clear mascara. It's like my little life hack. So I just use clear mascara, and I feel like it works better than any brow gel that I've tried anyways, and it's cheaper. Put on my peanut butter deodorant that is still going strong somehow. I'm not sure how. I'm probably gonna put a jacket on. It's a little bit cold, and I've been really enjoying just being kind of more concealed. These are the Hannah Pearson shorts, actually, with the dynamic sweatpants, and this is the crossover bra that kind of looks like that in the back. So cute. I do want to do something fun with my hair. I just don't know what it is. I was thinking, you know how some girls will braid it, but then they'll do like a bun right here. As fun and fresh as that is, when I put my headphones on, is that just gonna look silly? And also, I've never seen Star Wars. Isn't that like Princess Leia? Is that stupid? I don't think I like that. I think today might be a messy bun moment. I feel like my hair texture, which this is just described as I need to shower so bad. I think this is a good messy bun day, so we're just gonna try that. Me saying this as if it makes any difference at all. Guys, hear me out. So with a bun, you gotta do a sneak attack. I'm just gonna talk to you guys like I'm not even doing a bun right now, and then it'll look good. I can't think about it too much. Okay. Thoughts, feelings, opinions. Might put some bobbies up in there, just in case. Some security blankets. That looks like the poop emoji. Like literally a perfect swirl. I think I will redo the bun because it's not messy enough, but this is our finished makeup. Let's go make our drink. We're making our little pre-workout. I can't show you this yet, but I'm adding something as a base. This is the only hint I'm giving you. This is that looks like, I don't know how cyanide looks, but this is what I would assume that looks like. But the flavor is lemon lime. And I think that would be good with because I don't have any caffeinated pre yet. It's on the way. Hopefully that's supposed to come in today. I'm really excited to show you guys that. But it didn't come in time, which is totally fine. I just like having a little carbonated base. That is literally a pee sample. How are you going to get your physical done? But I'm gonna add some water to it. Listen, just don't be a freak. I'll get the freak out for you. You know what I'm saying? Freak out. What is that Victoria's song? Freak the freak out. By the way, that take a hint with her and Jade, my best friend Annabelle and I, we have a whole dance routine to it. Get your hand, oh my God. Get your hands off my hips before I punch you in the lips. Stop you staring at my head. And be like, take a hand, before you can. Oh my God. Listening to songs on YouTube with the lyrics and then coming up with dances was like, if you're from around my era, I was born in 2002. Don't even age me like that. That you have some kind of memory like that where like you and your cousins make up dances. Get your hand. First of all, they ate with that. Get your hands up. We're making a chemical I don't have any caffeine, and I know what that is, has caffeine in it, so mixing it with a little bit of non-stim. I like the non-stim formula the best, so we'll see how this makes me feel. What the fuck? Okay, so it's not going to dissolve. Ew, maybe I should have done different order of operations with that. Uh-oh, how does it taste, first of all? It's a citrus wonderland. I might do different, okay, hold on streaks. I might do a different thing because that's like not gonna work. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're starting over, we're gonna have our water. We're gonna add the scoops first so that they get dissolved, and then we're gonna add our special girl, our mystery character. This is one of those moments where, you know when your teachers always say like, you're gonna use this in the real world, and it's about stuff like stupid algebra, and you're like, that's not true. With a lot of science, chemistry stuff, they say like, oh, you're gonna use this in cooking and stuff. This is an example if I had a better brain right now, I would be able to predict the chemical reaction of like the order of operations I need to actually do. Guess what? You don't actually have to do that. You can just try again. And then it takes away a lot of calculations. So this is actually dissolved green apple now. I'm gonna add, so give me a second. With our surprise sound effects off camera, again, trial round number 2. I can feel how bad my posture is right now. You ever have one of those moments? It still looks terrifying, but at least it's dissolved. This is our elixir, and let's go to the gym. I'm actually starting with cardio. I haven't looked at it yet. I would guess I'm about like 15 minutes in maybe. I'm feeling really good, so I don't usually start with it, and I would recommend not the resistance training first, but I'm feeling good, so we're starting with cardio. I'm gonna do 30 minutes here, level 13, and we'll move on to back. Accountability check. Hey now, we're in voiceover land. How you doing, guys? Happy Sunday. I don't know if you can hear in the background. I'm sitting next to a heater right now. It's finally gotten cold enough to where I feel like I can bust out my heater. I will say I'm a little bit nervous though, because I think I read somewhere that it's really bad for your skin to like be under, not like I'm not under a heat lamp like I'm a Geico, but like Gecko? Dude, that, what is it? That, not motto. What is that word I'm looking for? I'm not talking about the workout, but you knew that. What is the word, guys? When it like represents a brand mascot. They did such a good job with that. Like Gecko is great for Geico. Anyways, this is my pull-ups. I start with the weighted or the assisted, so there's some weight that's helping me pull myself up, because I found that when I start with just regular pull-ups, I get really fatigued really fast and I'm not really warmed up enough yet. I usually do some kind of dynamic stretching of like I'll take one of those dowels and kind of move around and get opened up. And of course I started with my cardio as well, but I just like starting with the assisted. So that's what I did for my pull-up variation. I would swap that maybe for any kind of other lat movement, like a lat pull-down machine. And then for my rowing moment, cable rows are my girls. Okay, I love them so much. I feel like I get the best stretch with that. I'm really able to get a good contraction with my cable rows. They also have cable row machines, or not cable row, but just like regular machines. T-bar rows are great. Sometimes I'll do like single arm row, which is really fun as well. But whenever the cable machine is open, which is a rare occasion, Cajun fries, guys. I'm thinking of Cajun fries. I'm gonna go to Five Guys right now. Can I be on topic for a single? Are you overstimulated? I kind of am. Anyways, y'all, from there I moved on to regular pull-ups. So I did like 3 or 4 sets here. I think of like 5 or 6. They're really challenging and they definitely feel different depending on the day, but some cues that help me focus on my lats. Obviously, I do kind of a wider grip. I could have gone wider, but it obviously makes it a little bit more challenging. And I try to imagine showing, I guess, myself my armpits. That's a cue that kind of helps you rotate your shoulders in a way that usually helps with that. And then I do negatives on my last set. So I kind of try to resist the weight as much as I can and kind of slowly release, if you will. And then I ended with some rear delt flies. I think this is a kind of a blurry clip. I'm still learning about my camera. I don't really know, like when I go really far away, I think you have to manually like fixate it so that it's focused. I don't really know, but I like doing some rear delt flies on my back days. This is technically shoulder movement, but I didn't really hit shoulders this week because the chest day that I did have, I ended up just kind of rusting. So whatever, girl. I love these and I love this machine. The stability feels really nice, but I do like dumbbell whenever I get the chance as well. And then moving on to some abs. You guys know my circuit. We love her. Okay, we start with the ab roller. Also a very rare occasion that my gym has the ab roller open, because there's like 1 or 2. I swear somebody is taking them, because there was a time where there was like 5. I might buy my own. I don't know. They might have some cute pink ones on Amazon. I think that would be really fun. I don't know. But I did 3 rounds here, starting off with the ab roller, and then I moved on to some leg raises. If you can see, I keep a hollow hold, so I kind of keep my shoulders off of the mat, and that really helps me engage my core as much as I can versus just like laying down flat. Sometimes whenever I would do that, I would find my lower back, like my lumbar spine, would also cave a little bit inward and would just kind of put some unnecessary stress. So I definitely recommend that to really feel it in your stomach. Okay, not like stomach, but you get it. And then I moved on to some dead bugs. I really focus on pulling myself inward, which helps because sometimes the movement is hard. And then I ended with some flutter kicks, which were super, super fun. And that was my little circuit moment. Hello and happy Wednesday. I got my Legion package in the mail and I wanted to do an unboxing because I'm so freaking excited about this. So we just kind of hang out, because last time you saw me, I was at the gym. And honestly, I had a really hard night last night. I woke up feeling super anxious. I was really down and just kind of like, I had so many, I'm so grateful. And I noticed one thing. I was talking to Nick about this because I realized I really value my alone time. Like being alone really means a lot to me. But I noticed that when I am by myself a lot of the day, which a lot of my day is alone. I mean, I film pretty much alone. I'm always editing, you know, and the only time that I'm really with other people outside of my family is when I'm in client calls and talking with you guys. You know, my friends are at school, like whatever. Day to day, I'm alone pretty much all the time. And I love that. Specifically on days like yesterday where my inner voice, think about the meanest person you ever know ever, that's like my inner voice. So I was having a really hard day yesterday. As much as I look forward to being alone, I kind of hate it. Like I kind of don't like it. The only like highlight of my day yesterday was my client calls. I was in them from about 2:45 to 7:30, talking and connecting. I noticed how good I felt after talking with you guys, and it just made me really realize, I think I thought that I just needed to be alone all the time and like isolating myself was the only way to be productive, but I don't think I'm a social girl, okay? And I know on social media, you know, obviously, I feel like sometimes creators that I loved would come out and say like, oh, I'm just like so lonely, and I'd be like, shut up, you have all these people that talk to you, and I understand that, and that can kind of be frustrating, but it's more so like navigating day to day. I'll film a video and like I'm alone in the video, you know, I edit it alone, I do my stuff by myself, and half of that is my fault. Because I also get really insecure putting people in videos because I don't want to subject them to social media craziness, and also to have things private with myself. And also I get scared that people are going to be like over analytical of what I'm doing in front of a camera. That's just a projection thing. We talked about it in therapy on Monday. Okay, whatever. So half of it is my fault of like doing things alone. But I've just noticed that as much as I thought that I crave just everybody get away from me, let me focus on me. When I'm with me, I'm kind of miserable because I'm just like sad. Does that make sense? I already feel so much better. I was having a really anxiety and whatever morning, and I was like, oh, I don't really want to film anything today. Like I feel like I'm not going to be good at it or something, and I feel fine and better. So let's get into the protein powder. And I'm so excited for this. I'm trying 2 new of their proteins. Guys, are you ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Are you ready? Look what they came out with. Mint. Oh, the creamies. Mint chocolate chip is one of my favorite ice creams of all time. I feel like you're either somebody who loves mint stuff or you think it's like toothpaste. You're weird, you know? And you know me, I love anything weird and bad. I don't know how that would do with oatmeal. I'm curious about that. And I haven't tried their French vanilla flavor. I'm not a vanilla person, but I realized that I want to give the best recommendations and stuff. So I got their French vanilla that I'm really excited to try in, I guess, anything, because you can make this into anything because it's vanilla. So maybe that's like the cheat code with that, is you could make this whatever. I could make this like hot sauce flavored if I put it in there. But I don't know. Don't give me ideas. Other little things I got, I'm so excited and grateful, guys. Yay, look. Their pre-workout Pulse. So this does have caffeine. I'm more of their non-stim, but they came out with 2 new flavors of Pulse and I was like, okay. Cotton candy. Oh, we're at the fair. And then lemon lime. I love Sprite. So that was one of my favorite sodas growing up, which I need to try their cranberry. Oh my God, that's one of my favorite. You try so many things. But I'm so excited to try these 2 flavors. I'm going to hit legs today, so I'm going, and it's like early enough to where I can use the caffeinated pre-workout, so I don't know which one I'm gonna try. The monster in me wants to just combine them, but I don't think that would be very good, girl. I'm a little bit nervous it's gonna taste really artificial, so I'll keep y'all posted on that. And then of course you guys knew better than to think that I would go a single time without getting my Elevate. This is the lion's mane mushroom. It's literally, guys, in my coffee right now. Cheers. It's just amazing. And I know I talk about it a lot, and so I get a lot of people who say like, oh my God, have you noticed a difference? I don't think honestly any supplement, unless it's something that you are drastically deficient in, you take and like notice this, good morning, you, like, no, but it just tastes like hot chocolate, and I know that it has benefits. So yes, you know, I will say I have felt a lot more focused, but I'm also doing a lot of other things too, so I don't think that just chocolate powder is making me focused, but I can pretend. You know, and I do love this stuff so much, and I was running out, so that's everything that I got. I'm so grateful, and I really appreciate you guys' support. They're having a huge Black Friday sale that goes, I think, until December 6th or something crazy like that. It's buy one, get one off the whole website. I understand that it is not normal to have this many protein products and stuff. I am so grateful, and I really hope they don't ever come across as boastful, because I want to post like my favorite flavors, but I also understand it is absolutely unrealistic to have like 20 proteins to pick a flavor from. I know that. But I hope that maybe with my insight, and I'm incredibly blessed, I can share my blessings with you guys so that you can pick the flavors that I like maybe, so that it is kind of worth the money, because it is fucking expensive. Everything ever is so expensive right now, you know what I mean? So that's everything that I got. You can use code Haley if you want to off any of the Legion products, but I'm just noticing how much I thought that being alone was like the only way to be, but I don't think that I prefer that. Maybe just on days where I'm having a hard day, because to have little moments of like calling somebody, hanging out with somebody, being around other people, I'm so consumed with how I feel all the time that it gets amplified when I'm by myself because there's no other noise. When I cook breakfast, I'm listening, by the way, if you're curious, either to Christmas jazz or Italian music. I look up on Spotify, Italian cooking music. Or like when I'm eating and I'm not filming, I'm listening to a podcast. Or when I go to sleep, sometimes I'll listen to videos. Or in the car, you know, listening. I don't have moments of quiet, and I think that is because I don't want to be with my brain. That's not maybe necessarily a bad thing, but it's also important to be able to live with yourself in that way. And I think that inclination I feel to constantly be consuming things comes from not wanting to be by myself. I feel like I'm with somebody else because I am usually alone. That's my vent for today. I don't know if that was even relatable or not. I don't know. But I feel a lot better even just talking about that because I have been feeling a little bit down, and I also know this time of the year when the sun starts to set at 4 o'clock. What? I struggle with that a lot, okay? And maybe I think a lot of those emotions that are coming up are a result of that as well. Cheers to that. I already kind of got ready for the gym. I didn't do any makeup. I'm feeling a little bit cutie and natural with these pigtails. My body image, guys, I'm not feeling very good. I'm not feeling the best. So just know that I have the green with the green. We're having some pre-workout snacky here. I just have some rice cakes with peanut butter on them. Every single time. It's just so good. We're gonna hit legs today. I'm so grateful I started filming because I do feel so much. I was really anxious this morning. And I think I'm learning also that gym anxiety I used to think is, by the way, I know that I said I was gonna do cotton candy because I'm wearing like the green. I feel like it's a lemon lime moment. You're anxious to go there. And so I would always get comments, hey, like how do you deal with gym anxiety? Yeah, sometimes I get nervous if my lift's gonna be good or not. But I thought that it was more like, oh, it's a big scoop. Oh, I love a good big wide scoop. Being anxious to go to the gym. Look at that scoop. I'm learning it's not at all that for me. It's more like once I'm at the gym, I have been getting some gym anxiety about just, and I don't know if it's, I'm trying to look at it from like a physiological, yes, your heart is beating, you're amped up, like might not be anxiety, that could just be from pre-workout, you know? But I have been feeling a little bit of, oh, it's like clear foam. Okay. Freaking out. Like not in a pre-workout way. I know what you mean. I am starting to deal with that myself. I think today I'm learning that talking about it really helps me. So I'm going to do a little voiceover workout with me. Some days like this, honestly, I don't film my workouts because I like to have something with myself, and sometimes I get anxious about doing it with content too because then I'm like, well, what do I look like? And is my form good? And it kind of makes it, I don't want to say it makes it worse, but it puts a lot more pressure on it than I'm already putting on it kind of thing. But I think today I'm going to do a little mic'd up sesh and talk through my leg day today, and I feel like that would actually really help. I'm getting out of my head a little bit more, and it kind of helps with that togetherness, if you will. I know I talk about my mental health and stuff a lot. Honestly, that's just what I'm always thinking about, is my mental health. And I think it's also, for somebody who prioritizes other aspects of health, I mean like physical health and stuff, a lot of that's depending on my mental health being somewhat stable. You know, to show up for yourself, it is really important to share, I think. Even though I feel like I might share too much. I'm not going to bring my camera, and I'm just gonna record on my phone for today. You guys have seen plenty of my leg workouts. You know what's gonna happen, okay? But here's my little pre-workout push. I need to get an actual bottle, like a shaker bottle. I don't even know where this came from. I just found it in my drawer. Cheers to that. Cheers to being kind to yourself and just doing your best and having peanut butter, dude, because it makes you feel better. 11 out of 10 gynecologists recommend Okay, I'll see you some other time. I love you. Happy Thursday, guys. I'm feeling so festive. The weather right now is kind of like when it's, I don't know if you can kind of see out the window. It's just gray in a good way because it's actually feeling finally cold and November-y. Little update on my leg day yesterday. I am so sore. Not that it matters because that is not an indicator of a good lift. I feel so proud of myself and good today. I'm actually taking a little kind of spontaneous rest day because I have a lot of editing things to do and schoolwork to catch up on my chapter 5 for my stoichiometry ends today, and I have a few more problems to do with that. I have never been the type of person who like returns clothes. Usually I just kind of take the L on things. I don't ever return them, and I know like in high school I would order homecoming dresses. I would get 2 just in case kind of thing. Whatever didn't fit and just kind of like be upset about it. I'm learning as I'm getting older, you can just return clothes. Nick and I got invited to this Halloween party. It didn't end up working out because the host's dad got hurt. He's okay, thank God. But anyways, if you're wondering what I was gonna be for Halloween, I had this idea. Hear me out, okay? I was gonna have Nick wear, we were gonna do like a little couple's costume. I was gonna have him wear a little tan-ish colored tank top. Then I was gonna take a brown Sharpie, put little tattoos on him, and then I was gonna be a burrito. That is, listen, it's genius and I'm pissed. And I only had like 2 weeks to order and I'm stressing out. So I ordered 2 dresses, one of them from Fashion Nova. I don't want to like show my address. So I have one Fashion Nova one and then one I just literally ordered on Amazon. It's from Kai and She. I never tried it on or anything because the party didn't end up working out, but it was gonna be, I was gonna be a burrito. I don't need it anymore. So I'm just returning this and then I got another one from Fashion Nova that I don't need either of them. And why not get like $30, $40 back? It takes 2 seconds. It's one of those things, takes so much shorter than you think in your brain. I'm like, oh my God, I have to return the clothes. Like, I don't feel like doing that. Returning clothes is so much easier than I thought. And you get money. Like, why wouldn't you do that? I don't know. So we're just running those errands right now. Happy Thursday. I'm feeling so fun and seasonal. Got slippers on. Can't really see. These are my sisters. And I'm listening to SOS right now, which is such a wintry album. That specific album is my Don Toliver of the winter season. I just feel like listening to like Blind and Far is one of my favorite off of that album. I feel like it's a very underrated song. Gotta wash all my shit. It's very nostalgic to me in like a good and bad way. Sometimes I think back to like 2022 and I'm like, but then I also am like, oh my God, that's just like living life. Okay, girl, let's return our fucking burrito costume and shut up. There's actually a Dunkin' right by the UPS store. So I got the cookie battered cold brew. Guys, it's already half gone. I'm in the parking lot and it's half gone. It was like $6, but it's really good. I'm honestly pleasantly surprised. I don't really like sweet coffee, and it's sweet enough. You know, when you mix the foam up in there, it's got the crumbles up in there. I love a good cold brew. I will never forget the first time I had cold brew coffee was right before an SOL test, and I was shaking trying to type because I was so energetic. I don't know how much caffeine is in a cold brew. But then I'm like, why does that affect me more than pre-workout? I'll take 3 scoops to the dome and just not even feel anything. But then the second there's a cold brew in my sight, oh, he's seeing triple. I don't know what the math is on that. We're gonna go home and do some editing stuff. I have a client call in about an hour. I'm not gonna go to the gym today. I just have a lot of school stuff to do and catch up on. So, but I'm feeling really seasonal and fun and fall. Period. TGIF Slayers. I'm getting ready for spin right now, actually, and I know what you're wondering. Haley, you like the Saturday spin class. I know. It was booked. So I'm resting tomorrow and we're going today instead. I put an oil treatment in my hair last night to really for real force me to wash my hair. Okay, don't itch, girl. Seriously, I'm gonna just do a slick back, and I painted my nails last night. First of all, can we get it? I love these colors. This is like one of my favorites to do my nails. I never get compliments on these ones. That's okay. Yeah, my hair is, girl, we can't talk ourselves out of this day. I go to the AMP classes at Lifetime, by the way. There's a few. There's like Edge. There's a Power one. I've never been to the Power one, but I like AMP the best. All the instructors at Lifetime are good, but I think when you go consistently, you get a favorite. And Amber is my girl. And I feel like I'm cheating on her right now by going to a different one, but it's fine. So we're just doing a little slick back ponytail. Dreary, eerie weather still, but it kind of makes me feel like I just want to stay inside and like get things done. Yesterday, I had the rarest moment, guys, of completion. I finished my chemistry homework. I finished editing the vlog, like, thus far. And I had a moment where I was like, oh, I, like, finished. I wrote that in my gratitude for the day. I was like, wow, I'm really grateful for that. And you never get moments like that where you're, like, driving in between doing something and you're like, I'm good. You know? And you are good. I did need to do another coat. I only did 2 coats on these, and I can feel that my nails do feel a little bit weaker. That's my little like life hack to how I get my nails to stay. I do like 25 coats, and I'm not exaggerating. It just helps it with thickness. I don't have like nice gel polish. I just get whatever's cheapest. Nail polish is expensive. It's like $11 for a thing of nail polish. I so wish that I was making that up, and I guess you can justify that by saying, oh, well, if you were to go to a place, it would be more expensive. But that doesn't make any sense to me. Not to justify my hair oil journey because it's outrageous at this point, but I do like doing spin with a pony because when we do scoops and stuff, I like kind of whipping my pony back, you know? I tried to base my fit. I'm really excited. I brought upstairs, literally. I don't know if that's focused or not, the cotton candy pulse. And so I tried to base my fit on that. Little things like that are fun. You know, I'm gonna wear my Burberry Her perfume because the bottle is pink. I love that perfume. That one and Valentino is my favorite one, but that's, again, why is it $135 for a liquid to smell good? It's like you want people to make bad decisions. Is that what life is? Good things are expensive and bad things are cheap. Like, why? Who wins there? The higher up people? I don't know. The cotton candy, I literally brought it upstairs. I was so excited about it. It smells really sweet. I'm a little bit nervous. Scoop haul. Oh, look, it's such a wide scoop. Pink and fun. Oh, see, I like the drink already. Pills and potions. Where the dosing? That one word. I'm angry, but I still love people that love you and support you when it's beneficial. Somebody put an aesthetic edit over this, me making this. I won't forgive, but I'm a dead the issue. Hey, soon as you out these lives is when they start to miss you. Guys, I was trying to give cotton candy, kind of just giving gender reveal. But you know what? To each their own, okay? Let's try and have a little fun sippy. I still love. I just put mouthwash in to put it in like it's dentures. I just swished it, so I don't know how. That is sweet, but not in a bad way. I really like that. Fun. Okay, I'm so excited. Yay. Well, I will see you in spin class.
There she is. So bad in that string. Yeah. Come on. There you go. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, Jenny! We're staying CD place. Come on, you guys. 4, 3. Now, you're doing it right. You can. Hey. Woo. Triangle.
We can finally get into an actual hair care routine because I've washed it. So first step, anti-humidity spray that my friend got me at CBD Instant. Frizz Remedy Leaf Flower. And I kind of just spray this up in my hair. I feel so much better. It's been such a dreary, like yucky day. I'm noticing my mood just drops so much when it's like not, well, first of all, when it just gets darker so much earlier, but then also when it's like greary. Greary is not a word, but like it is in my head. It's a 10 stuff. But after my spin class, which was so fun, I struggled a lot through that class. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely prefer, I love all the instructors, but I definitely prefer the Saturday ones. I just feel like they play a lot better music. Megan and Glorilla and stuff like that, that just gets me cycling, okay? That gets my legs pumping. I don't do remixes and stuff. That doesn't really get me, I don't know, but it was still really fun. It felt really, really good. And finished my chapter 6 on bonding and like Lewis structure stuff for chemistry, which, who is Lewis? It's so bizarre to me that there are people, this is my favorite leave-in, by the way, it's the virtue stuff. I'm not really like doing a tutorial, I'm just putting all this shit in my hair and hey. Like there'll be one person in the past, some guy named Lewis, he came up with some stupid structure idea. Centuries later, people kind of stress about that now. I don't know if this makes sense. I feel like all of the ideas for things are already done. Like, I don't think anybody from our generation is coming up with theories that will be used, like someone's name, like the Cordova theory. I'm not coming out with any ideas. I'm like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like all of the information's already learned. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around there being new theories and concepts. Do you know what I'm saying? Because everything, I guess, has always been out there. It's just like discovering it, and with technology being as advanced as it is, I feel like everything else is just what it is. Miss Jessie's Pillow Soft Curls. I just kind of scrunch all this stuff. Ooh, that was kind of a lot. Okay, we're gonna put this on both sides of the equation. We're gonna balance our chemical equation. That was a lot of gel. I really, see, now I'm getting anxious because my hair dries different every single time. And now that my leave-in ratio is a little bit different, I'm like, okay, so what does that do to the gel one? You know what I'm saying? How many electrons does that have? I have no idea. I have this little microfiber towel. Next time I go to like a Marshall's or something, I'm gonna get another one because this one is, she's had her time. Garnier Fructo style one. I have a Tresemme one. It's just whatever's cheap. I don't really use like the good gels. I think if I were to invest money on anything particularly, it would be a leave-in versus a good gel. I feel like every gel does the same. I have no idea. With this at the bottom, trying to avoid too much at the top. You know what I'm saying? Not too much though. I'll let it air dry just kind of plain like this. And then sometimes I'll kind of crimp it up a little bit so that it gets a lot more volume. And I feel like that's been working really well recently. So like I'll make sure these front pieces kind of whipped around and framing my face. And then you just hope and pray and don't go outside. Don't go outside, don't go in a car with the windows down, and don't go take a nap because you can't move now. Now I have to make sure that I'm upright and still for the next like 4 hours while this dries. But that's my hair care routine for those who are curious. I don't really change the products up very often. I've been getting into flow, and I think the more that I've embraced my natural hair, it definitely makes my base a lot better and less important than the products because my hair isn't as dry. It's dry. Don't get me, oh, it's definitely dry, but it's just not as bad as when I was straightening it all the time and it was a lot more dead. I was so much more frustrated with my hair being dead and hating the curl, which caused me to straighten it because I was doing that all the time, versus kind of taking like a few months to be like, okay, I don't like my curl pattern, but I gotta be patient with her. And the more natural that I've worn it, I think it's responded a lot nicer to me. So that's my hair. Happy Saturday. I wanted to show you guys how my hair ended up drying. Like the bottom the bottom pieces are pretty curled. So, and it frames my face, but usually I'm still getting the hang of it, but that's how my hair ended up curling. I thought I would show you that. But, and then I have these weird little like It reminds me of those penguins that have the funny, from Happy Feet, that have the like weird, you know what I'm talking about? Honestly, last night I had a really hard and dark night. And I feel a little bit dreamy still, like kind of like is hazy the word I'm thinking about? I was able to cry. I cannot cry very often. I don't know if anybody else is like that. I can get really upset, but it's usually just like frustration. Nothing actually comes out in the tear duct side of town. I was able to cry a lot last night and it felt really good. I mean, like not good, but like it felt releasing. I'm going over to Nick's in a little bit and we're gonna spend the weekend together and just kind of hang out and recuperate after a tough time for me. It's really gonna help and I'm really excited about that. I don't know what we're gonna do. I kind of am in the mood to get my ears pierced. I'm like thinking of Claire's right now, but no, I don't know if that's something that we're gonna do or not. I don't know what I would even get pierced. I don't know. I don't know. Thought we just end the vlog here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. Your support means the absolute world to me, and I hope that you were kind to yourself this week, or at least tried to be. I know not every day is perfect, and last night was a really good example of that for me, where I was like freaking out so much, and then you wake up and it's like, oh, it actually was okay. And I feel like that happens a lot. You can convince yourself that the world's actually gonna end. And it might be, but your opinion on that changes as the days do. You know what I'm saying? So I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought of today's vlog. And I will see you in the next one. Go get big.